Yeah, I've written the real one. This is a forgery. But just know, I spent a lot of time writing this exact letter.
Oh yeah, you were that drunk English guy that peed all over those rich ladies' fur coats.
Let me first start off by saying great to see you again.
Thank you. You too.
I am so excited about this movie. My cousin actually sent me these letters that they found. It was the strangest thing. And I figured, sorry, it's humor.
No, I did. Yeah, I've written the real one. This is a forgery. But just know, I spent a lot of time writing this exact letter.
I figured if it's good enough for Lee, it's good enough for me. Let me ask you, when you researched this character and found out about Lee, what intrigued you the most?
Well, even the research did. Kind of everything about Lee was fascinating to me, and there really was not research to be done. True to her character, she didn't want people poking around her life. Pictures or videos, there's almost nothing to be found. Also, it's before people felt the need to document every single moment of their life and share it with the world. But I was lucky enough, two of our producers had been very close to her for quite a while. David Jarnell is actually, he knew her for 20 years and said, true to form, she was tricky and prickly, and he's actually the one that kept, kind of poking the bear to get her to even write her memoir because she didn't want to. And he said, as always, she was a nightmare about it and then finally did it. And Anne also, who, another one of our producers, spent 10 years with her kind of developing this book into a movie, and all those little stories, the little anecdotes that came out with, you can't believe she did it, but there was still wit behind it. Like she would meet Anne for dinner, but always be there early. And then they were finished with dinner. Lee would get up, leave, and then Anne would realize she always got there early because she had a couple drinks early and put them on her bill, and then would just flee the restaurant, which I thought, it's fantastic. It's true to who she was. She was exactly who she was without any apologies.
I've known you for quite some time. You actually know my mom.
I do. I know your mom.
But I've known your characters that you've played in the past, and we've talked about the comedies before. Is it safe to say this is a different side that we're seeing on the big screen?
I mean, for me, it's the same preparation. It's still the same kind of singular. I really focus on the story and the character, and when I kind of love both of them, every story dictates a different tone. But it all comes from the character. I mean, I've played so many kind of very flawed, confrontational women, but I think they always have their kind of own trajectory. And Lee was different in the sense that she directed everything in, even though it was still a defense mechanism, just like everybody else. I think someone who's overly likable or overly bombastic. In Lee's case, she was overly caustic and hostile to people. It's all kind of these weird defense mechanisms that we all put those on to try to kind of protect ourselves.
Should we feel sorry for her?
Lee certainly would not want you to. She would not enjoy that one bit. I think I feel sorry that she couldn't have let her guard down a little bit more to let someone in. I mean, even the date scene, Dolly Wells plays Anna so lovely. And, every time that, I know how it ends, but every time she gets so close to maybe having a true relationship again, and she just can't get out of her own way. So for things like that, I feel like, oh, Lee, like I wish you could have, but I know she would hate that, so. I've
said it before, I'll say it again. Absolutely love you. Congratulations on this role, and I love it.
Thank you.
It's really good.
Thanks so much.
You rock. It's great to meet you.
It's great to meet you.
What are you laughing at? Here we go. I have a fun fact to start us off with.
All right.
Guess when my birthday is.
Today.
No, that was a good answer, though. It's very easy. Think again.
It's the 5th of May.
Cinco de Mayo. Dude, how are you?
But which year?
We're not going to say that. My mom says there's mean people out there that will do the math, so I'm not allowed to say.
I was born in 1957, so I was born in black and white. You were definitely born in color.
I was born in color.
Yeah. Okay. You got the odds on me.
Well, it's funny though when I'm doing the research, and I always look to find an actor's birthday. If there's something we can mention, like if they're having a birthday, when the movie comes out or when the interviews are shot.
Yeah.
And I saw yours. I said May 5th. I'm like, whoa, this is going to be awesome.
You, me, and Adele.
And Henry Cavill.
Ah, there
See?
you go.
Good group right there. That's
For
a party.
people that you'd instantly think they must be related in some way.
You know what? We all walk out of a club if you're like, what the heck is going on?
Exactly.
Let's talk about these characters.
Okay.
I will tell you that you're awesome, but
Thank
I
you.
really wanted to smack Jack when I got out of the movie. I'm like, tomorrow when I see him, you, the actor, I'm like, really, guy? Why did these two get along, you think?
I think because she is such a kind of porcupine and spiky, and she won't allow anybody near her. And then he is, he's the equivalent of a Labrador. He just comes in, he's just going to lick you till you finally either give him a drink, a bowl of food, a bed, or just pet him. So he, when he meets her in the Julius bar, he reminds her that they have met once before, and she can't remember when, and then she suddenly remembers, oh yeah, you were that drunk English guy that peed all over those rich ladies' fur coats. Now, she's a big animal lover because she has a cat that she's obsessed with. So for most people, you go 99%, some guy who's come to a party and destroyed somebody's fur coats, they may not take kindly to that, but Lee Israel does, and that's his get-in. That's the window in which he kind of moves in on her, and she's got a bit more money than him, so they end up having this sort of pranky friendship where she can call up because her agent won't take her calls, and then she impersonates Nora Ephron, and then she insults her agent, saying, you star fucker, and all that stuff. So I think that there's an element of childishness about them. And she's at a very lonely point in her life. Most of his friends have already died of AIDS, so he's grifting around New York. And that classic situation where you've got people in the middle of winter where they have nothing in common, they don't really have any great friends, but somehow in the middle of all these people, they find each other. And this platonic love-hate relationship.
Do we feel sorry for them? Should we feel sorry for them?
I don't know. I think that friendships that go through the A to Z gamut of what they do is something that is common to all of us. So I can't answer that. You have to. I'm in it. You watched it.
Okay, but as you peel the
What's
layer,
your answer?
Yes.
You do?
Despite the crimes.
Okay.
Because
nobody got killed.
Yeah, I just, again, I wanted to smack Jack, but I think once I got that out of my system,
Okay.
I'd be like, all right, we can hang out. But
Does this interview require you to slap me before you leave?
no, it doesn't. No,
Okay.
it doesn't. We're not violent down in Houston.
Okay.
As you peel the layers off these characters, especially the character that you play, what surprised you the most?
That he could be courtly and considerate and do something just in a pure act of friendship, like taking her to that nightclub where Justin Bond sings Goodnight Lady, so that they just have a sweet time, and they've both just got a bit of money. He's done a shady baking soda deal pretending it's cocaine or something. And then when the exterminators won't even come into her apartment because the smell of cat litter under her bed is so rank that the guys won't even come in. And Jack Hawk goes, in the act of friendship, I will help you do it. I may stick lavatory paper up my nostrils to stop the stench. But he does that. And that is a kind of act of friendship that you only do if you really feel affection or love towards another human being.